The final opening. The final opening greeting. Happy Tuesday, folks. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
And what an episode we have. First and foremost, holy shnikes, hello. Long time no see. That's obviously on me. Went AWOL last week. Totally just didn't even make a poster announcement or anything, but I figured y'all are in the know by now, and if not, maybe some of y'all aren't. We are about to vacate Los Angeles. We are getting ready. This is the last time this room is about to look like this, because literally after tonight, we're probably going to start taking all this down. Oh my god! That's crazy. So welcome, friends. This almost feels like the end of an era. And apologies for being so absent during this countdown here. I haven't really posted much because I haven't really been doing much filming. We've been doing a lot of adulting, getting our life together. And so...
Indeed.
This will be our... Sounds like I'm coming in on the camera mic? I shouldn't be. It says we're using our usual. Audio might be off.
No, it's on.
You know what? It could be because the microphone has just been getting... Whoops, what did I just do? Oh, hello. Can you hear me better if I'm like this? Because the microphone is deciding to not cooperate. It, for some reason, is on its side. So, like, this is the front. You speak. You say something. See how it's a little bit...
What?
It's not straight on. I'm just saying. It's a little wonky. I don't know. That's the only explanation I have. Good now? Is it though? If we talk like this, it's smart with cat. Leave it to us to have. Nothing should be going wrong. I don't think it's backwards. I can hear fine, but I have headphones in. Still sounds weird. Maybe it is. No, how could that have happened? We're gonna see. Finessing. Oh, maybe it did. How's that? It's a little bit static. Well, now you're just gonna be hearing a plethora of ambient noises as we tweak with it. But let us know how that is. It's good. They're static. Interesting. Do you want to pull up a... Can you hear it on your phone? There? Okay. Maybe we are in space. There it is. That's better. Yeah. Okay, so the mic was just It was definitely backwards. Sorry about that.
Well, there we go.
Literally not sure how that happened, though. The ghost in this studio must have been fussing with it. So thank God we're leaving this godforsaken place. God, I am so... Alright, every second that I get sad, I get a surge of excitement that we're not going to have to deal with this goddamn... I'll get into it. We'll get into it. Charlie, thank you so much. Remember,
Charlie.
for 47 months. No apologies necessary. Love you both. Safe travels. I was there for that first stream in the college days, and if you guys were there, holy shnikes. If you were there and you stuck around after that, you're a real one. And here are the funny memories. Looking forward. Also, get ready. Yes, The Thing is on my Reactober list just for you, Charlie. I am excited about that one. But yes, I'm excited for everything in store. We're gonna have a new space, a new setup, layout, potentially. We might be able to, this space kind of started as a blank slate, but we didn't necessarily have a plan for it, so we've accumulated a lot of things that we didn't necessarily plan to have in the space, and so there's so many things here that don't even get featured in the background, so we've got to see if we maybe can maximize, or now that we have a better idea of our collection and what we want to highlight. We still don't have room for everything, I feel like.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're going to find out. Or London is calling retro. Yes. We are literally about to be embarking on our cross-country trek, in which you guys know my plan is to somehow drive us onto a ferry that will take me to the United Kingdom, because that is where all roads lead back to. So Retro, I'll be seeing you soon. All of this is a decoy. All of this talk about the East Coast, we're just getting one coast closer across the pond. Holy shnikes, can I talk? So yes, can't watch tonight, unfortunately. Having a terrible night. Oh my god, I'm so sorry,
Sorry to hear
Sal.
that, Sal.
I just wanted to say that you guys are the best. You are the best, Sal. Literally. That's how I feel about you. Sending best wishes and safe travel. Well, cheer up, Sal. Thank you for just always being here and being supportive. And you deserve to feel better, whatever you're going through. Thanks for popping in just to say, hey, we care about you. And you are one of the kindest and most caring people ever. So I hope things start to look up.
Yes.
And of course, also shout out to our top rankers. We have Emery's in number 1. Who's pulling up second place? Daddy Josh, let's go. And then we have Simply in number 3, I think. Let's get it, top rankers. Let's get it.
Yes, shout out rankers.
Let's go. And Sean, member for 22 months on the master level. Let's go. I'm not going to London, Alice. It's just an inside joke. It's just a joke. I wish you all the best on the move to the east. If you happen to go on your northern route, feel free to say hi. Can't believe it's been 22 months a member. I know, that is crazy. And over 5 years, just part of all of this. That is what's really crazy. I feel like this is kind of the end of an era, because right around when we... Thank you, Sean. Thank you. I can't believe it either. No, you have not missed anything, Chop. Don't worry. You missed us having technical difficulties that we had to finesse with our audio. So you got here just in time for us to remedy all that. Welcome. Good to see you.
Yes, welcome. Welcome.
It's kind of crazy because once we started really taking the channel seriously, that's when we came here to LA. And I feel like we ramped up content once we were here, because I never necessarily had a stable filming location. I was always still at my parents' house, and so I would film and pray that nobody could hear me. I used to go film at my dad's office building just to get like peace and quiet. And I would just have this random weird industrial corporate looking empty backdrop. Like, we've had so many phases on this channel, and this was the first stable place here in LA. And it is kind of crazy to look back on like the very first video that I made here. I made it like the day after I moved in. I was so excited to finally just have like a dedicated room and privacy to start making videos, but the wall was so barren. I think we had like one poster hanging in like the very first video that I did, and now look, like, it's our man cave now. So it does feel a little bit like the end of an era in a sense.
It is sad, because a lot of time and effort and energy has been put into this. But it's also exciting because we'll have a new space, and not only a new space, but more space dedicated for Catherine LaSalle Industries, and not just YouTube, but art as well. There will now be full dedicated art studio space for Miss LaSalle here to ramp that into full high gear like it has not been in over 5 years. So for the art aficionados in the audience, current, past, or future, get hype about some more bigger, better Catherine LaSalle.
Chopper,
art.
yes. We are gaining also more space to do some more push-ups because we are taking our health seriously after my arms almost snapped like a twig and my shoulders were sore for the week after that. If y'all were here for our 100th episode stream in which Tom and I were just doing workouts galore and realizing how out of shape we are. Full art studio indeed, Daddy Josh, and I'm happy to see some of y'all are excited to see the new studio. Simply, you're on to something. We should do a studio tour when we move in. That would actually be really fun. I never have done a studio tour here because honestly 90% of the time this room is just one giant mess that I push to this side and to the wings and to this side. So like you see relatively, you know, just don't leave, please. Don't make this any harder than it already is, AD. Don't you do it. But yes, hopefully I'll do a fresh studio tour while it's fresh and new because it's bound to just get eventually messy. But that's one thing I've heard other people say, that if you have like an office at home or a study that you use and it's perfectly clean all the time, it means you're not working in there.
Yep.
We're always up in here making a mess, doing push-ups, trying not to get paint everywhere. Love the Metallica shirt. Thank you. I'm glad that y'all like this. I swear I have other shirts because I'm pretty sure I wore this in like 2 streams back. And I didn't realize that. So I promise I have another wardrobe. I'm nothing without Tom. That's not true.
Well, I'm nothing without you, and I guess we're both gonna be nothing. And it's sad. It's sad. It's very hard. We spent the last week or so doing a final SoCal extravaganza of going to our favorite spots and favorite places, and it's sad. It's gonna be very sad to leave, and we're both sad about it. But we will be back, and someone asked if we'll still be going to Celebration in LA in 2 years, and absolutely.
Oh, frick, yes. I'm about to be coming back to LA in October, y'all. I have sleep token tickets. Like, we're leaving and I'm trying to come back like 3 weeks later. I can't get rid of those tickets, y'all. So like, we are going to be bouncing back and forth a lot. The World Cup is happening here next spring. We're already going to try to come back for that. In the event, lock in everybody, actually, September 10th is the date that you can get your tickets. I don't know why I'm publicizing this because that heightens the competition. Stay offline, actually. Save the Wi-Fi for us. Don't you dare go near the FIFA ticket. No, this is a joke. That's a joke. It's obviously going to be a bloodbath, a battlefield trying to secure tickets to the World Cup that are probably already going to be astronomically priced. But we're going to try.
Yep.
So hopefully... Yeah, we're gonna be back a lot, y'all, and I'm gonna probably be vlogging all of it too. So get ready to see me already popping back over here in October. You can take us out of LA, but we're still gonna be coming back.
Yeah,
we're gonna be crawling back.
It's gonna be tough to say goodbye, and it'll never be fully goodbye because we will be back.
What's a sleep token? 80. I'll text you. That leads down a rabbit hole that we don't have time for today. Coast to coast with Kat. Yeah. Exactly. That might just be a new segment on the channel every time I hop back and forth.
Well, you want to preface your next vlog that's coming up? Speaking of coast to coast.
Well, I think we disclaimed that we are going to be vlogging and documenting our journeys, our travels from here. As you guys know, we are driving. We are about to embark on a journey. It really is about to feel like I never thought that we would be the type of people to drive across the country. So we wanted to take it. Shout out to Tom's dad. It was Tom's dad's idea.
Because I think we probably would have just settled for like shipping our car and hopping on a plane. However, we're doing the fun way, the way that you can document and make a mega vlog. So we have several stops along the way that we are
Yes.
going to be making and traversing and camping and vlogging and seeing all the sights and whatnot.
Yeah, it's going to be 9 days on the road from Los Angeles to Washington, D.C.
And we're doing some entertaining stuff along the way. We're gonna start. We'll give a little guess, because we'll save it for the vlog, obviously, and I'll probably be posting spam of our travels and sights because we wanted to take advantage of how often do you get to drive across the country. I want quest vlogs. There will be quest vlogs, just like in a van, except it's literally going to be in our basically two-person car that like does not have a back seat. It's gonna be packed with a bunch of stuff. Road trip indeed.
Yes. Mega road trip across the entire continental United States.
We recently watched, to pregame to get hype, we watched one of Clint Eastwood's older films, Escape from Alcatraz, to get hype, because that's going to be our first stop, y'all. We are going and doing a nighttime tour of Alcatraz, because it's been a hyperfixation of ours for a long time. Not Grand Canyon on this one. We thought about it, Stanley's, but the Grand Canyon, it would be hot. If we went that direction, it would be toasty. It's heating up this time of year in the Vegas, the Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas portion of the country. So we were like, maybe we shouldn't. When do we arrive? We will be in DC by mid-September. So hopefully, actually, good call, Chop, to give you a rundown of the timeline. Also, wait, I have to tell you guys. Oh my God, we've had so many life updates. I haven't even told you guys the best part. Guess who got accepted to graduate school, y'all? Guess who's going back to school? Literally, oh my God, I can't believe I low-key wanted to like share like a reveal video with you guys of like a reaction to see if I'd gotten accepted into the programs that I applied to. And I was, because I feel like I owe it to you guys. You guys were there in the trenches with me when I decided that that was going to be something that we were embarking on way even before like all this move and everything relocating out of LA happened. You guys, shout out, I love y'all so much. You guys were there for me. We clocked like 20 plus hours on those paint streams, and those are going to continue. So I know we had to put things on pause, pump the brakes. Y'all, once we get to DC, lock the frick in, because it's going to be Reactober. And we're going to ramp it up this year. Get ready, because we're no longer going to be, oh my God, here I can go. Here I go. Yes, we're going to miss this space. It's going to be sad. However, things I'm not going to miss. The dogs that bark their effing heads off everywhere surrounded. We're flanked. We're surrounded now. I love you guys. You guys are so amazing. Seriously, it felt like a win for all of us. I was like, I cannot wait to tell everybody, because you guys were there for me.
Yeah,
so supportive. Literally, we clocked so many hours, and you guys were there like through it all, and literally giving me advice on the pieces that I was working on to help improve. Like, you were giving me like advice to improve the artworks that we were actively working on. So the art streams are not going to go anywhere, especially because we are going to have now a fully separated filming and then art space, and we are going to actually be able to make some large scale like paintings. So get ready for some freaking like Anakin, Kenobi, Mustafar oil paintings, large scale canvases. It's going to be so much fun. We're talking like full body art streams now from the ones we've been doing, because we're just isolated to that corner. That's been the most space we've had for art purposes. You're just seeing the table, but we're gonna spread it. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome. And so that's literally gonna happen. Reactober is gonna be happening. School's gonna be happening. Art school. Maybe who knows? Maybe I'll do like vlogs about that. I'm gonna lock in. That's the goal.
If you're making art for art school, stream that art too.
Exactly. So lots of that's the goal, to like get our lives in order as soon as we set foot on the East Coast, which will be in about 2 weeks time.
Yep.
So yes, I am not a qualified tattoo artist, Daddy Josh. That would be really cool though. I've designed one tattoo for somebody that I went to high school with, and dare I say, it is pretty darn sick. the tattoo artist did a good job. I'll put it that way. Like, taking my drawing and literally creating an exact. It was just so cool, and I was so honored that this person asked me to do that. And I low-key want to start designing my own tattoos. Y'all, I'm like, frick it. Life, we're going through all these different transformations and changes. I want to get my Darth Maul tattoo. I want to get like a California tattoo to commemorate our time out here. Like, let's go, y'all. Like, we are locking in. I feel betrayed by forever. No, AD, I'm probably gonna see you just as much because I never see you anyway. You live in San Diego. We might as well live in different states. That's the unfortunate reality of like LA to San Diego. Realistically, it shouldn't be that long of a trek, but thanks to SoCal traffic and those being two of the most popular and sought after destinations just in general, it's like we're worlds away. We're so close but so far. Oh my gosh, yes, Chop is starting up a school. So many of you guys are actually probably about to start. Holy shnikes, yes, how's everybody feeling? You're only 2 weeks away. I'm already so excited with my classes in sound design and digital art. Digital art, holy crap, Chop, I want to learn how to do that. Are you talking like if you were to like paint on an iPad? That is not the most sophisticated way to put it, but like I've wanted to learn how to do that. Oh my god, teach me your ways. Exactly, Alice. Get him. When are you going to be streaming again? That's what I told Alex. I was like, I'll see you if we bring back Evil Ewok. Just saying. Move to San Diego instead and start paying more money. Talk about moving to... There's only so many other places you can move outside of LA that would be equivalent to, if not more severe, cost of living, and I feel like San Diego is one of them. Simply's in college right now. Oh my god, that is crazy. That's crazy to me. Just had my classes today, and my classes aren't too bad. That is awesome. I'm glad that they were good.
Yep.
Yes,
Awesome.
using tablets and doing digital art in Photoshop. Chop, teach me your ways. I have no time to stream. I gotta go now. I love how the second I mentioned bringing back Evil Ewok, Alex is like, anyways, bye.
See you, boss.
Come on, give the people what they want, Alex. We love you, my friend. I miss you already, and we're still in the same state. So, yes, I wish I could go back to school. Do it, Ty. It's in the air. Good luck with the move. We will be in touch no matter what. Exactly, and y'all, we're going to be camping out for Celebration 2027. You'll be sick of us by then.
And if you're ever in our nation's capital,
yes.
just let us know.
Yeah.
Come crash.
And like I said, we will be coming back to LA quite frequently. I don't think we'll be able to stay away. But yes, we are in a very transformative era that's happening here on the channel. So it's going to be exciting. I think, I know I said this year that my goal was to ramp up content, and then life kind of took a turn. But I feel like we will really be able to ramp things up, having a separate studio, getting locked back in with art school. I'm going to try to find another way to define getting focused that doesn't require me saying locking in, getting locked in. Take a shot every time I say get locked in on this stream. You'd probably already be like 5 shots deep. Don't do that. I can come crash at the White House? Sweet. Exactly, Retro. Daddy! Jesus, you look possessed doing that in the viewfinder. Thank you so much. Good luck and God bless with everything, you guys. I'll listen to extra East Coast hip hop for you. Yes, East Coasters, holler at us. Welcome us over there. We're about to be... Actually, that's something that we should tackle because potentially... So Dork Discourse will now be Capital Discourse, Alex. I love that. Is this going to stay at the same time frame, do you think? We usually go live 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern. I don't think that'll change.
No, I think it'll be the same.
I think it will be the same. We're just going to have to stay up later. That's one thing I'm like, not looking forward to. The time zone is honestly more goated over here. Being on the West Coast, I think, is so much better in terms of times of things. Except for college football. Like, having to wake up at 9 a.m. sometimes for Penn State games is not fun. No. I don't like doing that. But that is nothing compared to,
but
like...
Sunday night football's at
Sunday
5:30.
night football starts early. Like,
and Thursday night football this week.
Ew.
Cowboys against the Eagles.
Does anyone care?
It's Thursday night football.
Oh god, I'm stressed, actually. I'm scared.
First game of the NFL season. Hence why I'm wearing the shirt. To prepare.
Well, if anybody knows what's going on with the Cowboys currently, it's not good omens for them.
Eagles are sleeping on them.
Eagles are literally reigning Super Bowl champs, so watch out. Anyways, that has always been like superior in my opinion. Like the Super Bowl doesn't end at like midnight here on the West Coast. It ends at like 9 p.m. So you don't have to be tired going into work the next day. The one thing though I am excited about is New Year's Eve is so much better on the East Coast. Like, celebrating New Year's here, because the ball drop in New York, in Manhattan, you know, where Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve always takes place, like, that always feels like the main event for just the United States in general. So if we were ever watching that over here, and it was only 9 p.m., and then we still had a couple hours, nobody cares.
No, everybody cares. Because in LA, you look out the window and then there's fireworks everywhere.
But, like, I care more, I don't know. For me, it's like, all right, the East Coast is already in the future, and we're just late at this point. Everyone's just waiting on us. Everybody's already into the next year, and here we are playing catch up. I think East Coast New Year's is superior, because that's, like, where the ball drop happens and whatnot. I've been watching the U.S. Open at 9 a.m., and it is weird. Right? Like, sports at 9 a.m., I should be asleep. It just does not compute. So yeah, I'm excited about that, but I'm not excited about we're losing the well, actually no, it depends. Each Disney Plus show comes out at different times anyway.
It'll be the same. It'll be 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, 9 Eastern. So the Dork Discourse time slot, if Lucasfilm stays with the 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern release schedule, Dork Discourse Dork Discourse will stay at the same time, and the Lucasfilm releases will be at the same time, which means we will be the hour leading right up into the episode drop.
No, if they stay consistent with the 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. If they go back to the midnight drops. No, I don't think that's happening. I think we're safely out of that window of where they were dropping things at like midnight.
Yeah, it's been consistent. 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Exactly, catching Z.
For the last few shows.
This way you can burn your enchiladas after your stream. Right, I no longer have to be actively cooking dinner at the same time as we're trying to stream, because all that will already be wrapped up. So maybe it'll be more convenient in some ways. So we're just going to be an hour ahead of you. Yeah, simply. I'm assuming we're just an hour behind you now. So we're going to switch. We're going to swap and be in the future. Oh, we're 2 hours behind you.
Yeah, Daddy Josh, we're not going to talk about the Green Bay trade. That is a massive stain. But if the rest of the team figures it out and rallies and starts season 1-0, I think we'll be all right. I think we'll be good.
Don't worry. The streams will not be changing. All of this is to say, Dork Discourse will stay consistent, and it will still air at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern. So whatever time we started streaming today, it is not going to change.
Yep. Yeah, we'll just do the same time.
Night Owl streams might be a little bit more difficult for me, though. I didn't do too many out here in LA. For some reason, we actually did those more on the East Coast. So maybe we'll ramp up the Night Owl streams. Because it was easy here in LA, because I was just kind of milking it. I was faking it. It would be like 9 p.m. here, but already midnight for East Coasters. So I was like, oh, it's Night Owl stream, even though it wasn't even that late at night. So, I don't think that trade will work for either team. Just putting it out there. Interesting, Sean.
Yes.
No,
we shall see how Green Bay fares.
I didn't realize we were playing on Thursday. Oh, God.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit nervous. We're not even going to be able to watch that unless it's streaming Amazon Prime. Do they still do Thursday night?
It's NBC.
What the heck?
Peacock.
Oh, and didn't we just cancel?
Yeah, we're fine. We're good through.
Oh, we're good for the month. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you plan that? Did you know that? Oh, we canceled.
No, because we'll watch it. So
we'll find a way.
At least I'll watch part of it. You'll get to watch the whole thing. I gotta go to the internet store.
So, oh, rats.
But,
sorry about that.
Yes. Anyway, this move is a net positive in terms of Catherine LaSalle Industries expansion. It's a net positive in that regard. And we were talking about the art. And Daddy Josh, I've heard that you've heard that Catherine's final art project in LA has been completed, which is the custom Operation Nightfall jacket that you ordered. And rumors are true that it is now finished.
I would hope so. It's been drying for a week. It better be.
It is finished.
We don't have much longer here
The newest jacket
to let it dry. So
in the Catherine LaSalle Industries collection is complete. I've also heard that you have not seen it yet.
Daddy Josh, don't feel put on the spot. Don't feel put on the spot.
So,
I'm curious.
Proposition, if you would like a live reveal of it, we can do that for you right now.
Tell him you better sign that thing. He will.
If you do not want a live reveal, that is totally fine too. And you can get high-res pics or no reveal until you get it.
Yes, I didn't know. Some people like that. Some people prefer don't tell me anything. I want to see it for the first time when I open it.
Yep.
Which I love. I love that low key. It feels very trusting. So don't feel put on the spot, Daddy Josh. If you want to do an unboxing, please, yeah. Do you actually want Tom to sign it? That would be so fun.
Please, yes, you want me to sign it, or please, yes, you want to see it right now.
Hope you're having a great day, John. Thanks for being here. Shout out
John.
everybody for being here. Let me think.
No pressure.
Daddy
Just
Josh,
throwing that out there.
It is
Just throw it
your
out.
choice. Tom heard, he was chirping. He was like, "Oh, has Daddy Josh seen the jacket yet?" And I told him no right before we went live. So don't feel put on the spot. It is totally your choice. I can't wait for the Cat LaSalle IPA brewery at the new. Yo, we're gonna have the Mayo on tap, and I'm gonna put it. Oh my god, that has to be an upgrade that we put in the new studio space. Because that has to just be my new plug now. I'm just doing everything that I possibly can to get Mayo to notice me and sponsor this channel. I'm plugging them. It's free advertisement. We gotta get a Mayo, tap for me to just... during my videos, during my reactions.
Yeah, take advantage of other social media platforms to get brands to notice.
In order to... build a custom.
I don't think the CEO
tab.
of Mayo is watching Dork Discourse. Right
Who is the CEO? I am going to look them up and look up their interests and see if they do brand deals, creator partnerships, because I'm trying to get in on that. Mayo, please see me, find me. What's funny is I always get and I'm sure this is no secret to anybody, YouTube creators, content creators, heck, even some of you guys, if you have any form of internet presence or following on Instagram or whatnot, you've probably also received similar scammy sponsorship emails from random companies. And I joke about this with you guys all the time of I'll get something that's they clearly are just sending it out to anyone that they possibly can who has some sort of channel or public platform. I'll get emails saying, "We love your content. We think it could be a great fit for you and your audience if you promoted our car tire air bumper." Random stuff like that. That's
That would be great. Tire discounts?
no,
That'd be
not
awesome, 'cause
not
we
on the
just got 40
tires.
and a tire discount would be awesome.
Not on the tires, on
tires
a
aren't cheap.
tire air filler. I do want y'all to sign it. Okay, Daddy Josh. I didn't know. We will, and I want to see it at some point before I receive it. I can't hold it in any longer.
I can't hold it any longer.
In that case, and that's on me because it has taken me forever to get it to you, Daddy Josh. So thank you for your patience and for hanging in there. We will sign it to you, and perhaps I'll take a little video and I'll send you some pics, and it'll be fun. That way you'll see it better too. You'll see it in high res quality versus here on the stream. This is only 720p. I'll send it to you in 4K, Daddy Josh. How's about that? So yeah, so I'm sure you maybe even some of you guys can relate. You just get some random emails sometimes. So I know that all of this goes full circle. I know for a fact this scam email I got one time, at least I presumed it was a scam. If whoever sent it is for some reason watching this, I don't know why they would be, but sorry, I didn't think it was real because it was from somebody claiming to be Duolingo. And I was like, I know this is not real because if y'all are actually from Duolingo, y'all know that I have roasted that app on this channel. So I was like, they would not. Granted, that would require a lot of deep diving research into my lore and videos to try to find all the random moments in which I have dunked on Duolingo and the fact that I've spent thousands of hours on that app and can't say anything.
Yeah.
So that's how I knew. It was just funny. But Mayo, actually, please, you need to get sponsored by them. I know, Catch, I'm trying. I would only ever take a sponsorship for something that I actively like love and use on a day-to-day basis. So get ready. We are gonna have a Mayo on tap in the backdrop of our new studio space.
Yeah.
Austin, thank you so much, and thanks for being here.
Yes.
And welcome if this is
Shout out Austin.
your first stream, or if you've chilled in other streams and just been lurking in the shadows. Y'all know we love the lurkers on here. Seriously, like, genuinely, I actually love it if somebody pops in and they're like, longtime stream watcher, but I've just never sent a chat, and I'm like, I love it. I love that.
That is awesome. So, in the entertainment world, is there really any news of any kind?
Oh, Shnikes,
of anything
dude. Speaking
to
of,
talk
yes.
about? Because it's been very, very quiet, at least in the Star Wars world. It has been very, very
Well, we have those new
quiet.
releases of proof that the Starfighter production starring Ryan Gosling is officially in production, because they had announced that they were in the pre-production stage, so the ball was rolling. It was actively, they were getting ready to embark during Star Wars Celebration, so they've begun filming.
Yeah.
And they
true.
dropped that really badass looking still from set, that black and white image that kind of blew up all over because that was our only crumbs.
Yeah.
Yes, Star Wars Starfighter news was pretty exciting. I am excited about that. And it's one of the first like guaranteed movie releases that we have. And we have, in the similar vein, the images that came out recently, new stills, higher res of The Mandalorian and Grogu that came out. You didn't see the new images?
No.
It was at a con this past weekend, wasn't it?
No, I didn't see that.
Rebuild the Galaxy Season 2, that's right. Yes, there was a new, they were released exclusively, again. So I don't think they were released publicly. All these rumors, yes. Ewan claiming that he's been watching Clone Wars as homework, and all of those rumors that were, I think he simply just misspoke, or something happened. A miscommunication that he was allegedly going to be in Ahsoka Season 2. I don't think that is going to happen.
No, Lucasfilm was trying to backpedal and say that it was a mistake and all this stuff, but it's
they
totally,
only chirp like
it's
that
totally
if it's
gonna
for real.
yeah, he's gonna be in it. I'm
That
convinced.
actually is very telling, because they stay silent, if not mute, about pretty much everything. I always say I don't believe anything until Lucasfilm sounds off on it. So that's actually very telling that if he maybe misspoke or let something slip. I don't know. I try not to like read too much into this. So when I read this in passing on Twitter that he had said something that he might be appearing in Clone Wars fashion in Ahsoka Season 2. All right, now we're maybe just playing into rumors and bait or whatnot. But that is a good point. Lucasfilm, I feel like, only ever speaks when they need to, when necessary.
Yeah.
So,
But I mean, I think it makes sense. I think it makes total sense. I mean, they've already said at Celebration, announcing that Anakin is going to have a much more prominent role in Ahsoka Season 2. So if he's like
that's true.
one of the main characters of Season 2, whether it's Clone Wars Obi-Wan or Obi-Wan Force Ghost as well, why not? If Season 2 is going to get into the Mortis gods realm, who was the original Mortis gods? Who are the original characters involved with the Mortis gods? Anakin, Ahsoka, Obi-Wan, and then the three gods. So it would make total sense to have Force Ghost Obi-Wan show up on Peridia to be a contributor of the Mortis arc. Or there was plenty of Clone Wars, a whole episode dedicated to Clone Wars flashbacks, live action Clone Wars flashbacks. And who's to say they wouldn't do it again?
Ewan is doing
without
it.
Ewan.
No rumor, says Charlie. Stanley says Ewan doesn't give an F what he says. He says whatever he wants. I'll take more Hayden and Anakin until the day I die, says Chop. I agree, but like, let's find a new outlet. I don't know. It depends where this goes for the second season of Ahsoka. Not much is going to be going on there on Peridia other than they're going to try to, I think, tag up back with Balin Skull, see what he's on to if this turns into a giant
Not much is
Mortis
gonna be going on
arc.
Peridia?
All I'm saying in terms of Sabine and Ahsoka's objectives right now, like, their only pressing issue is like, how do we get back? And what's going on with Balin, Shin? What does he know that's here hidden that could maybe be useful to us? Other than that, like, that definitely leaves the floor open to like opportunity for more of Ahsoka to try to tune in and meditate and tap into that, because I think she's more open to that now, because prior to her kind of baptism healing, you know, world between worlds interaction with Anakin, I think she resisted doing any of that and trying to tap in and summon his help. Whereas I think now we'll see her leaning into that more eagerly, more readily in season 2. Austin, shout out. Thank you. I'm glad to hear you enjoy the Rings of Power content. That means a lot. Ahsoka was insane. I think the second season might be even more insane. Yep. My only hope is that, looking back on it, and I mean this with love and peace in my heart, I'm trying to say it as gently as I can, the Anakin flashbacks, the Clone Wars flashbacks specifically on the battlefield, the hypeness of that for me was almost tainted by just how, in my opinion, poorly visually it looked. Like, please do not give us another round of Clone Wars flashbacks where we can't even see what planet we're on because it's extremely dim lighting and they've got the smoke machines pumping out just to try to conceal the fact that this was filmed on a soundstage because they couldn't imagine a new set. Or, I'm so sorry, that sounds god-awful, like what I'm saying, but that's my truth. That is my truth. Like, I'm not opposed to it, but like, hopefully they maybe take some of that fan feedback from season 1 of like, this was very cool, but can we have this in a visual, a setting that we know from the Clone, or like something familiar other than, obviously we knew that they were at the Siege of Mandalore, but like, that still was just like, okay, they're pumping up the fog machines to the max because,
yeah, well, this is back to the argument of TV versus movie.
But
this is
that's
TV
what I'm saying. It's
budget.
like,
it's $100 million spread out over 10 episodes.
My final point,
10 hours
before you could go into it.
That's $10 million an episode.
Father, son, what's up? If you and Hayden are going to keep coming back, put them in a movie. Okay, now go. That's my final point.
It's the budget. It's a similar budget, even less of a budget, dispersed over more screen time. So it's less money per second of screen time that's put into a TV show. A film, 2 hours, 3 hours, bigger budget, the budget per second of screen time is much higher, to where you can afford to do, oh, we're going Siege of Mandalore, we're doing full high-res Mandalore full throttle live action.
Mm-hmm.
TV show like this, you've got a bunch of episodes, smaller budget. You can't put the resources into giving a full scale Mandalore live action backdrop, which is why my argument will always be theater experience, theatrical releases.
I want
big screen, baby.
Talk about what Chop is saying, because that segues into another point I want to discuss. But quickly, we have some member chats. Julian, member for 43 months. Thank you so much. Sorry that I haven't been here in a while. Been working. Will there be any live member movies since Halloween is coming up? Yes, we probably actually will be doing some live ones, because I'm gonna need y'all's moral support.
And don't read the rest.
Sorry, Tom. Those Cowboys are gonna be blown away by the Eagles. Amen, Julian.
I said don't read the rest of it.
And from Mike Hill, member for 38 months on the master level. Thank you so very much. Ewan McGregor was hoping for an Andor season 3 so that Obi-Wan could be involved, but he is supposed to be in isolation watching over Luke. Listen, if I were any actor with any affiliation with Star Wars, I would want to be in Andor as well. I do not blame him. Like, I think just any actor in general would want to be involved with Andor simply because of the script, the dialogue, the writing, and character development. Like, it is a gold mine for any sort of performer. So I don't fault him. Like, especially if put it out there, manifest it, be like, listen, Tony Gilroy, let's make an Obi-Wan movie, which is allegedly what was supposed to be the case. We ended up getting the Obi-Wan series, but Chop. Yes, I don't care what anyone says. I would take a live-action Clone Wars film with Hayden and Ewan in a heartbeat. And that follows up on a point that I wanted to make, which is, if Ewan is going to be appearing in Ahsoka Season 2, if we are getting this kind of hybrid, this crazy Clone Wars flashback that is going to maybe be this continuous through line for Ahsoka, and we're getting more Anakin and perhaps Obi-Wan, I just don't want it to turn into, like... Granted, I think it's more fitting because those are two very pivotal characters for Ahsoka. You know, Anakin and Obi-Wan and Ahsoka are like a pivotal trio, and that is literally the entirety of her lifespan prior to Order 66 is her memories with them. So it's more fitting, I think, than, for example, having entire episodes deviate and go off to have Luke Skywalker and Grogu in the Book of Boba Fett. It was like, okay, this is Boba Fett's show. What does any of this really have to... It's kind of stealing his thunder, and it's not necessarily as related to him as it would be for Ahsoka to have full episodes that would be like Anakin and Obi-Wan. But if you're gonna do that, give us a show dedicated to them. Like, but they already did. So it's like, well, what? I don't know what I'm asking, I guess.
You're asking for a movie.
Yes,
I guess you're tired of TV budgets.
Yeah.
And low balling, having to make cuts and cut corners with a TV budget to make it an extended series. That's what you're complaining about. Theatrical film, you have a massive budget. You only have 2 hours. 1.5 hours to 3 hours of screen time to fill, and you've got these massive budgets with main characters and insane score and unbelievable visuals that Lucasfilm and Industrial Light and Magic are going to put together. We are starving for Star Wars to be at its peak, which is in all aspects of the cinematic experience being top of the industry. And the Disney Plus shows, I think Andor has had the biggest budget, and Andor, I think, is the most visually compelling and gets closest to that theatrical experience across the board. It's still not there.
No, that's exactly it.
Theatrical experience.
And I just think I would like to see the caliber that what we saw for Andor. Like, that is just the new standard for me when it comes to, like, I would love to see Tony Gilroy write a confrontation between Vader and Obi-Wan. I would love to see Tony Gilroy explore, you know, Vader's just trauma and the inner workings of his mind, the ways that we saw him, you know, explore what happens to Bix after, you know, enduring torture, and how does that mess with you, and how do you come back from that? You know, you could say Vader undergoes similar torture in a sense at the hands of Palpatine, but he has no escape, you know. Like, I think he just, that is the new standard for me. And so if we were to get like a Tony Gilroy or equivalent create, like literally, like anybody could do it, but if it was on that same caliber with just the impeccable writing, maybe that is all I'm asking for. It's just like
you're looking for the epicness and the grand scale that Star Wars in cinema
Visions
has
Volume
to offer.
3. Heck yes, Nick Gundy
in
Star.
particular, I mean, the most epic, grand scale, mind-blowingly huge Star Wars thing for me is still Revenge of the Sith. That movie is just full throttle on every aspect. The worlds are insane. The score is insane. The level of action is insane. And the stakes of the story is literally the turning point of the entire Star Wars universe is the plot of that movie. So the grandiose scale and epicness of Revenge of the Sith is like, when I think about Star Wars, I think of that scale, which is not matched. And with the Disney Plus shows, it's a lot of good stories and a lot of good Star Wars stuff. But none of the stories we've gotten are to that level of grand scale world building epicness that you can't get, in my opinion, you can't get that in the TV show because it's stretched so thin.
I think
Versus the film is 2 hours of just, we're hitting you with everything. We're giving you everything we've got. 2 hours. This is the main event of the story. Everything else is in addition to the story and character building and world building and bringing everything up. But like Revenge of the Sith is the main event. And the next Star Wars movie, like Mando and Grogu, I hope it's that same thing where like we've had years now of Mandoverse. Mando and Grogu should hopefully be the main event. From the marketing we've seen so far, I'm not really getting that feeling, so I'm a little skeptical there. But they've also been very limited in their marketing. Even at Celebration, the teaser was very, very not revealing of any of the plot really at all. So
my only concern with the Mando and Grogu film is that if you were to do that coming off of season 1, I think it might have, their options wouldn't be so limited when it comes to the plot. I only say that because now you hear people talk about The Mandalorian and it's like, well, I didn't watch Clone Wars or Rebels, so I don't know who any of these people are, like what's going on. It's clear there's more backstory for so many of these characters here. It's like, now I gotta go watch all these other shows, whereas season 1 was, in my opinion, is still the highlight because it is the most self-sustaining out of all of them, and it appealed to anyone. None of us knew. Nobody had the leg up there when it came to The Mandalorian because it was all new, and it wasn't so reliant on any pre-existing lore or characters and 7 seasons of the Clone Wars that now it's like, oh, some people have a leg up. Like, we were all on the same page with The Mandalorian, which is why I just feel like it hit the masses and it blew up the way it did. Like, it really, when you think about it in hindsight, like
it launched Disney Plus.
It did.
It was the thing that launched Disney Plus.
But the odds should have been
all of its properties
against it because it wasn't like, here's Disney Plus and here's our new Star Wars show Vader, and it's like, you could imagine that would have been crazy. Mandalorian had everything against it because all of us were like, we don't know this show or this character or this app or this stream. Like, this is all new. Like let's see what happens. And it still captivated us, and they have become legendary characters. You know, Mando and Grogu respectively now in the canon. They went 0 to 100. Like, they had literally just had to build from, like, I feel like the movie could have been more fitting then, because now I just am curious about the confines of the plot and how much more intense it could possibly get, because for us, the stakes have been raised with this integration of Thrawn's return, the fragility of the New Republic. Like, they don't have such a strong foothold, and we know that there are rebellions in the works from ex-Imperial, figures still at hand, Moff Gideon. Like, I just feel like there's so much more now. The plot is so much more dynamic because of all of these external things that you have to have watched a bunch of these other shows in order to understand how much are they going to lean into that. If this is meant to be a theatrical break for the Mando that is supposed to, my fear is that it's not going to lean into any of that and turn into this culmination with the stakes and the epic intensity you're talking about, because it's going to be like, here's a little separate movie.
Just Mando Grogu side quest.
Like, maybe.
Like an episode, like just a bigger scale episode of the show of the two of them, but isolated just with the two of them.
Yes.
But does not have the next level culmination, worlds colliding type of grander scale.
Yeah.
That it could potentially have the opportunity to have. Again, I think from the marketing so far.
Father son, exactly. I hope it's good and just not just season 4
Yeah.
of the series. That's so true. That is so true.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Dang, you're on point.
Yeah, I mean, I think from, again, the trailer they showed at Celebration in Tokyo was kind of just different images from the show, I'm already calling it a show, from the movie. So it wasn't, like, there was no real reveal about the plot or anything, obviously, other than that Rhoda the Hutt is now a, like, Hutt WWE yoked wrestler.
Oh my god.
Like, we don't really know anything about what the stakes are and what this is going to be about. I think because of that, I'm kind of hesitant, and I think it is more likely to be just the adventures of Mando and Grogu and a fun movie, just like the episodes in the show where they go on some adventure and it's okay, here's the objective, we're gonna go, twists and turns and a wild ride to meet the objective, but they meet the objective and then they come back and go on their ship and take off, and then there's some other adventure out there someday. It seems like it's going to be more in that flavor versus, Thrawn has returned and we need all hands we can get, meaning the New Republic, and Mando and Grogu, can you come out of retirement on wherever your planet on Navarro where they retired, and can you come help us out because we have this critical like dire consequences that are going to come to fruition unless you come out of retirement and come help us out. And then they get involved, and it's a bigger scale, like much higher stakes than, I mean, honestly, anything we've ever seen in the show, because everything we've seen in the show has still been, in The Mandalorian specifically, has still been pretty small stakes.
Well, I keep also...
Season 3 finale, it kind of ramped up with Moff Gideon and the clones and Clone Gideon, and like we got kind of more behind the curtain and Gideon talking with the Shadow Collective and the joining the network, the hidden network of ex-Imperial early First Order. Like, we're seeing that, so they've built that up, but now that we know that Thrawn has come back, and in season 3 of Mando, they've said some people say Thrawn's not coming back, others saying yes, Thrawn's going to come back. Now that he's back, we've gotten that relationship. I think this movie has complete justification to take that and say, all right, Empire's no longer in the shadows. Gideon and the whole collective and Thrawn are back. They're coming back, and now you have full-scale war again. And, I mean, they've been saying that's going to happen in Ahsoka Season 2. We know Mando and Grogu's going to come out before Ahsoka Season 2.
Yeah, that's true.
They haven't given any of that plot thread has not been tied to Mando and Grogu, as far as I'm aware, up to this point. So I'm right now more thinking it's going to be on the lines of, all right, we are going to get a longer, better looking Mandalorian episode of The Mandalorian versus a critical, high stakes, really like greater lore impacting story than what we've gotten in The Mandalorian so far.
I keep forgetting though that might be what Dave Filoni's film is going to be, because that was of the initial trio announced whenever Celebration that was that in London when they announced the Rey film, the James Mangold film, and Dave Filoni's film that I thought he touted as a culmination of the Mandoverse, that would be the kind of finale, cinematic arc of all these different stories, everything that kind of Book of Boba Fett, Mando, Ahsoka is all bleeding into New Republic. I keep forgetting that film, is that still happening? They've kind of been hush-hush about it. Because that was announced, but then Mandalorian and Grogu got announced, and somehow that's been produced and is going to be coming out in theaters before any of those 3 films that were announced at Celebration. Like, we're still back at square one, where it's like, what's going on? What's going on, actually? Because those 3 films were announced. And listen, I took that for face value. Like, y'all know me. My creed is, if I don't hear it from somebody at Lucasfilm themselves, if they don't make an announcement, then yeah, you know, like it's the real deal. So for them to have come out at Celebration, bring out Daisy Ridley, like that for me, I was like, oh, this is serious. We're getting out of this slump. The two films that are going to come out prior to any of those are ones that weren't even announced at that. What's going on?
It's just it's not even though Starfighter's in production, they almost canceled Solo when it was all in production. Same with Rogue One. Like, we know that it takes so many things to come together in a Star Wars cinematic production that we cannot be 100% confident we're going to see it until you buy your movie ticket to go see it. Because for except for the sequel trilogy, we knew we were going to get all three of those movies. Every other Star Wars movie has, the two we've gotten, Rogue One and Solo, have barely got across the finish line.
See you later,
barely. And all these other ones, that Book of Boba Fett, and the Boba Fett movie that was canceled, and the Bounty Hunter movie, and Obi-Wan movie that turned into the show, like, and even all the ones that they've announced, there, Rian Johnson trilogy, Taika Waititi movie, the Game of Thrones creators trilogy. Yeah. Like, there's so many movies that they have announced that have not happened. And even Rogue One and Solo that have happened were barely getting across the finish line. So until we all collectively are able to purchase our tickets to go see the movie, we've been caught in this trap of where we have to be skeptical until we get to that point.
That's true.
Because of the amount of go backs and turmoil and situations that we've been put through.
Daddy Josh, don't even mention Eclipse. Oh my
and the
God.
games and the Eclipse, and yes, it's crazy. It's totally crazy. It's totally crazy. And that Eclipse trailer is one of the greatest trailers ever made. That trailer is so good. I still occasionally watch that trailer. We watched it like a week or two ago.
It's I watch it whenever I'm trying to feel something.
It's so good.
Peace out, Alex. Thanks for being here. Yeah, listen, I can't complain much because we're getting films. It's like, all right, I'm just a little bit curious because listen, we can't complain because we literally know that we have theatrical releases happening next year and in 2027 with Starfighter. It's like, okay, we're having back-to-back years of Star Wars movies again.
Mando and Grogu, I'm more confident in.
Oh.
Because they have shown footage and they do have a release date.
But we know that Starfighter is literally filming. We've seen them on
other
set.
Things in a similar state of Starfighter.
No. They are not even in pre-production. Starfighter was ahead of all of them. Like, I don't even know what the frick's going on with the James Mangold movie. What's going on with the Rey movie?
But I'm saying even Starfighter, I'm not confident in.
Well, how? We have proof that they're actually on set. The ball is rolling. They're paying money. It's happening.
But Solo and Rogue One both had traumatic, catastrophic events that almost caused everything to be canceled. Because, like, we got to a point, we've already sunk in $100 million, $200 million, but now the project is still not coming together, and there's still infighting, and there's still whatever is going on behind the scenes that we don't need to know about. But we do know about is that both of those movies were hundreds of millions of dollars in, and then major changes had to come in, and the projects were at risk of not completing.
Yeah.
So
we cannot afford for that to happen, though.
Is in production. It's like we don't know anything about it other than Ryan Gosling, and they announced some of the cast, which is cool. But it's like, okay, we've got the Starfighter 5 years after Rise of Skywalker. We know who's directing it, but like there's a lot of it still has that feel of the other projects that have been canceled, where it's like, oh, we've got a name, we've got a director, these big name people involved. But the more pieces, when you start to actually put things together, the reality is other Star Wars projects of similar starting points have completely fallen apart and vanished into the void, never to be seen again. So,
Daddy Josh, you're right. It's Ryan Gosling. They'll make it work. True, you cannot fumble with him. He literally was like the biggest star on the scene next to Margot Robbie, coming off of, like, you know, the Barbie campaign. Like, truly.
No.
Martin, we did indeed watch Rings of Power. I love it when people randomly get here and they're like, somehow I started watching this. We have indeed watched it here on this channel. I hope that you are a fan. Austin, thank you for your support. And just shout out to everybody here who's joined us tonight. I love how whenever we don't have anything to talk about, we always just go back to like Star Wars films.
Star Wars films.
And what we want to see from Star Wars. Like whenever there's a lull of content or we don't know what to talk about, we just go back to the same.
Because we're so passionate about it. And if anyone from Lucasfilm, Disney, whoever is watching this, please know that the day we get Star Wars back in the theater will be a day long remembered, and we are so looking forward to that day. And right now, Mando and Grogu next May is looking like it's that day. But again, until we can go and purchase tickets to sit in those seats and watch it,
Chopper movie when exactly, Chop.
we are cautiously optimistic.
I'm so excited for. I think
But
Mando
very,
and Grogu,
very, very excited,
though.
and really, 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 really want it to happen.
Mando and Grogu, I think, will be a great reintegration back into the theaters because it is not affiliated. It's not affiliated with the sequels. Like it has a fresh start. Because I only say that not out of my own personal taste towards the sequels, but just because of the era that was surrounding the fandom when those were coming out, because it was so divisive, and you had so many people going to see Force Awakens, and then there wasn't even a line to get into, Rise of Skywalker at some theaters. So like,
heartbreaking.
I think Mando and Grogu is going to be an epic way to go back because it's going to have the similar air of the crowds that you see at like Star Wars Celebration because of, Grogu, like this character, people are going to be out there with their kids. We're going to have adults like us going there to like, see what happens. I think
I don't think that's enough.
Huh?
Because even if you ask, it always goes back to this. I think about the other people in our lives that like Star Wars, but have never watched a single Disney Plus show. Because their Star Wars is the movies. And if I go ask, like if I were to have a conversation with a lot of other friends and family who are Star Wars fans, it's like, oh yeah, like, we excited for Mando and Grogu? Be like, what? Who's Mandalorian? Who's Grogu?
Yeah, that's fair.
Like they just don't know, because the show world is such a small microcosm relative to the global impact that the Star Wars saga films have.
Mandalorian, though, is not. It's in, I think, its own caliber compared to all of the other. I can't even keep track of every live-action Disney Plus show. Book of Boba Fett, Skeleton Crew. Like, I think Mandalorian and Grogu has had a cultural impact. Like, I don't think that is to be diminished of like how
specifically Grogu.
Specifically Grogu. Just in the cultural lexicon, you can't go into a Target, a Kohl's, a Walmart without seeing some sort of Baby Yoda merch. Like there, it is the staying power of that. Hence why, yes, it caters like young kids, the young demographic. Like Baby Yoda, Grogu was a lot of kids' integration, I feel like, into Star Wars. So I don't think you can hold a candle. I don't think, heck, like I would venture to say that more lay people know who Mandalorian is than Andor. Like, I think of all of the Disney Plus shows that, granted, it had the leg up. There weren't 7 other Disney Plus live action series preceding that one. The kind of fatigue that I think haunts a show like Skeleton Crew is like, you've already lost a lot of people. Like, I think your siblings are proof in the pudding. They started off watching a lot of the Disney Plus stuff and then just like stopped.
Yeah, in their cases too, where they've both watched like Clone Wars and Rebels, and like they're way above average in terms of their Star Wars sweatiness. But neither of them have even come close to watching all the Disney Plus shows, just because it's not interest them to the level that the signature pieces of Star Wars property, the saga films, have interested, because those are the story and epicness and grand scale of those movies is not and has not carried into the Disney Plus shows. So I know that they're great examples of people who are diehard Star Wars fans, but you ask them about Disney Plus shows, they're like, well, I haven't watched it, haven't got around to it, haven't had time for it. And that means that, well, I'm not interested enough to carve out the time to watch it. So I think Mandalorian and Grogu movie, it's going to be in that same flavor for a lot of people. Versus even if a Star Wars Episode 10, that alone carries way more weight to the global audience, because you're saying, okay, we now are going to have a new project that's on the same scale as the 9 saga films that are the signature Star Wars property. A Star Wars Episode 10, I'm not advocating for it or advocating against it, but a Star Wars Episode 10, just that alone, title by title, that versus Mandalorian and Grogu, Star Wars Episode 10 will grab the attention of that global audience, unlike what
I
Mandalorian
don't know,
and Grogu
because that global
would be able to
audience going to see the Star Wars movies is still tainted from the sequels. Like, I genuinely, we'll see what happens. We'll see how the box office turns out. I guarantee you, Mando and Grogu opening weekend numbers are going to obliterate the Rise of Skywalker opening weekend, because by that point, that's my whole motto. That's my whole goal for Star Wars. Like, we've milked the. Granted, I'm excited for the Rey film, so I'm a hypocrite. Sue me. Actually, please don't. But like the Rey film, I don't know what the turnout's going to be for that, because I think the burnout and the disappointment with how the Skywalker saga came to a finale does not sit well with a lot of people, and no amount of episode 10 or 11 or 12 would get people coming back for it, because it's not undoing anything that the sequels did to maybe do irreparable damage to some people's relationships with Star Wars and those characters. And I think Mandalorian and Grogu is free from all of that, the drama and the cultural, like, that is what puts the Star Wars fandom on the map, frankly. I feel like, well, actually no, because I've seen actually like prequel footage. I saw this circulating on Twitter, and maybe some of y'all older folks in the chat can back me up on this. Jared, you make a perfect, yes, your point is like on par, it's perfect. Like a lot of the Disney Plus shows feel like an inundation of just required homework in order to understand, like, yeah, before watching the major films, which loses a lot of the general audience. So I saw this circulating online, though, on Twitter. It was like a VHS recording of, like, I guess the fans, and people have said this, so this was not news to me, that, like, diehard OG fans absolutely despised the prequels when they came out and started this whole campaign, like, against George Lucas. And so I saw this, like, video that somebody reposted, and it was literally, like, VHS tape quality of people screaming into their cameras, like, this is awful, this is ruining Star Wars. Like, so same sentiments, different timeline, different generation for how people feel about. So I'm not saying that's new. I'm just saying in this day and age, in fandom culture, in online spaces, it's the sequels that put the Star Wars fandom on the map for being as volatile, having the reputation that we have, I think, is because of the sequels.
They're not comparable situations, the prequels and the sequels.
How so? Because of the time periods in which they came out?
Because the hate of the prequels was not on the storylines and the world building and the guts of the Star Wars. It was on the acting and the dialogue. And man, this doesn't feel like the original trilogy. It was not on plot and world building and tying together the prequels and the original trilogy. That's completely different from the discourse around the sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
Because the sequel trilogy is like, okay, we get A New Hope 2, and then we get The Last Jedi, which is completely different and has nothing, there's no parallel plot threads between The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, and then The Rise of Skywalker undoes completely everything from The Last Jedi. So you've got 3 completely disconnected films, seemingly from the outside, where you got 3 different directors, and seemingly nothing's coming together, and it's just a hodgepodge of plot lines, and ultimately, there are serious concerns about, like, it's basically the original trilogy remade, but disjointed, is like the main criticism. Not the visuals, or necessarily the acting, or the dialogue, but it's the criticisms, at least I'm speaking in general of like millions of people here, but the general criticisms are of the disjointedness of the actual plots and the lore, and the like questions about how is this Star Wars when you have 6 movies and TV shows and all this other lore that these movies are not tying together to and not connected with, and are seen from a world building lore story perspective, disconnected with the rest of the lore, and between each other, one movie to the next, there's no what, congruency? Is that the right word?
Yeah.
There's nothing congruent between. That didn't sound right. Congruent?
You're right.
Nothing congruent. There's a lot of disjointedness between the 3 movies on their own. So I think the sequel criticism is loud. The prequel criticism was also loud, but the type of criticism
They are
totally different. Totally different.
That's fair.
And if we're going to be criticizing of acting and dialogue versus questioning the heavily questioning the plot between the movies and how they connect to the other movies, 2 completely different ball games. And the prequel ball game of acting and dialogue, that's minor, in my opinion, compared to you have 3 Star Wars movies that feel completely disconnected from each other and the rest of the franchise. Versus the original 6, there is a clear storyline from beginning to end, from episode 1 to episode 6, where it all wraps up with a nice bow, both in Revenge of the Sith, which is a very dark, evil, depressing bow, but it brings it all together, and then Return of the Jedi, the Force is brought back into balance, and you have the 6 movies that tell that story in entirely different worlds, but it's all very much connected. There's a vision, the George Lucas vision, that is clear and obvious. And yes, the prequels look, sound, feel different than the originals due to intention, but together 1, 2, and 3 look, sound, feel very much the same when you compare the prequels against each other. It's got its own stamp, and the originals have their own stamp. The sequels are like individual films. They don't come together like the prequels come together and the originals come together. Like they feel very disjointed and disconnected and not a congruent viewing experience. So I think the criticism between the prequels and the sequels is completely different ball games.
That's fair. Because you're right. The reasons for, I mean, I like this take from Anakin Skywalker here, and I think it's the exact same sentiment.
Tom, 100% correct.
I do not believe the sequels will be loved like the prequels have been recently. It's just not going to happen. And I think there is validity to what you're saying, and the proof's in the pudding. Just us going to have our first theatrical experience, watching the prequels for the first time. You know, that marathon that we did at the El Capitan. Like, yes, the things that maybe pissed people off about the prequels were the cringe elements, but nothing that hindered the storyline that will stand the test of time.
That too.
But like, those are things that
Yo mama joke told
those are things that you can come back to see. You know, we were in the theater, everybody was laughing during Attack of the Clones, but nobody was in there having a fit like that infamous video that you know I love.
The end of
I
Rise of
freaking
Skywalker.
hate Star Wars. Please, anybody else seen that video? I'm pretty sure it went viral after, you know, Rey says Rey Skywalker, and it just unfortunately shows somebody's actual theatrical viewing experience, and everybody just starts getting out of the theater, and poor persons in the background like screaming their head off because they're so irate. I don't know if we're gonna go back. Like, who knows? We gotta go back when we're 40 something years old, and it's been at least, you know, 20 or 15 or so years for us. Maybe we will go back and laugh at, you know, Poe Dameron getting a Yo Mama joke in there.
Those
like,
things will
that might not age as
less
horribly as it incites rage for some people now. That
it'll
was
be less jarring over time.
Yes.
And the kids who grew up with these films, you know, they love the films too, just like we grew up with the prequels. We love them too. But from a step back, it is a completely different discussion to have about them than with the prequels. Both discussions have been very loud. I'm not saying that. Prequel hate was loud, sequel hate was loud, but you think about the prequels, the premiere opening weekend of Revenge of the Sith, still all-time hype for Revenge of the Sith when it came out. Rise of Skywalker, like you said, we showed up opening night. We were practically the only people in the theater going to see it.
Oh yeah, we had to be in line for Force Awakens.
Completely, and it's like, you can only get to that point if it's the end of the trilogy, but you still don't have any idea what's going to happen because it hasn't been a linear, thought out, fully planned out trilogy up to that point where you feel like you've had this building of anticipation for the main event. But going to the Rise of Skywalker, it's like you have no idea what the main event is. You know, Palpatine's coming back.
That should have been happening at that
it's
point.
like you don't have any clue what is next. So I think it's a completely different story.
Yeah.
A completely different discussion to be had about the hate and the discourse around sequels.
Do not think though that the theaters are going to be empty for Mando and Grogu. I'm calling it now, y'all, and feel free to come back here and tell me that I was wrong and rub it in my face. I really do think Mando and Grogu opening weekend, even if it's purely because of the parents taking their little kids to go because it's got Baby Yoda. And like, let's not deny the fact that I genuinely believe the way Baby Yoda was absorbed into the cult, became a cultural icon. And let's be honest, capitalism, like just marketing, his face on everything. Is there a Star Wars character in the past 10 years that's had more merchandise than Baby Yoda? Like, I don't know. Granted, it is all targeted. It's mostly towards children. But you know, we have our little Grogu in the back. So it's not just, it's children and Star Wars adults.
Oh, you can see his ear.
Oh, he's hiding right now. There he is.
There he is.
I genuinely think that the boom of Baby Yoda, I don't know if they were expecting that. I'm pretty sure Jon Favreau has even said that in interviews, that he had no idea that it was going to blow up the way he did.
Yeah.
And steal people's hearts like he has, and just become this giant marketing sensation. I believe to my core that that's half the reason that Mandalorian and Grogu is still going as a show. Because literally all odds were against it. It's got no characters that we knew. Had a good cast. Like, okay, Carl Weathers, Pedro Pascal, like, great actors. But, like, what was going for it? What, other than, like, all right, it was a good show, and the characters were great. Like, I think we're gonna see that, the proof in the pudding there of just the marketing sensation that Grogu is, show up to the box office in the first half of 2026 for Mando and Grogu. I believe that.
And you're right. I think when you say comparing opening weekend to Rise of Skywalker and this, which is the last Star Wars movie we got, which at this point is what, 6.5 years, or 5.5 years from right now. I do think that Mando and Grogu will outperform Rise of Skywalker. However, depending on how it goes, if it goes where it's just Mando and Grogu, fun adventure, like expanded Mando and Grogu TV episode, where it's a fun adventure and they, save the day, but the day that they're saving is very, very low stakes compared to what the stakes of the Star Wars saga films are, where like the fate of the literal entire galaxy is in the hands of the main characters. I could foresee it being a very steep drop off because, like, okay, yeah, we're gonna go, we'll watch it one time.
Don't know
But then-
because
Because
we might care about that. We as functioning adults, yeah, like that's what we're looking for because we've been watching the show that's been building those stakes gradually. If you were to bring a 6-year-old to this, nothing against 6-year-olds, like children keep this world going as well. They keep the box office going. Like people who are going to bring their kids because they love Grogu so much, like that's what they're not going to care either way. Like they'll be happy if it's that. That's perfect for the young audiences.
I think you're underestimating
Children's
the
comprehension.
target Star Wars audience of middle teen,
I think
middle low
you're
teens.
underestimating, like
I
the
think about
target Star
myself
Wars audience for
when I
Grogu
was
is
10.
kids.
When I was going to the movies at 10,
You had high expectations.
well, I was like, I don't want to go see
10 is different than 6. I said 6. 6 years old.
Okay, fine, that's different. Yeah, 6-year-old will go see it and come out and be happy with that and be captivated.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like that might quell
But
any
can
sort of like
the 6-year-old have stable income to go buy themselves another movie ticket?
their
No.
parents do.
They've got to convince the parents. Hey, parents, can we go spend another $75 at the movies to get 3 tickets and popcorn and soda and some candy? Can we go spend another $75? And if the parents are asleep in the movie because it's not an exhilarating story for the parents, then are they going to go back to the movie and spend another $75? No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Ooh, Chris makes a stellar point. That is so true, and I have not even thought about that. Like, is this going to turn into a 6-week theatrical run situation like we've seen as the new trend now, and then it just is on demand on streaming platforms?
Yeah,
like, is
that's a good
Disney
point,
Plus
too.
needs to try to resist rushing it onto the platform? That is so true. So we will see, actually. Dang, Chris, you're thinking. I haven't even considered that. Like, yes, this is going to be, maybe actually a really quick turnaround just to get on the app. Because that's true, too. If people know, that's half the reason I don't go to the theaters a lot, because I'm like, oh, this is coming on Amazon Prime Video to rent for $10 in 3 weeks. Like, I'll react to it then, so... I don't know. Holy shnikes. I did not think we were going to dive into... Like, we're just excited. Can y'all tell we're foaming at the mouth? We're just ready to have Star Wars back in theaters. It is 90 degrees here in Los Angeles today, and we've had our AC off this whole time, so we might have to depart and go turn that back on because we're roasting like porgs up in here. Somebody mentioned that porgs were the primary cute figures until Grogu came along, and I believe that. So yes, we'll see what happens in 2026. Luckily, I feel so grateful that we are moving here during this time. We're going to be going off grid, going offline. Needless to say, whilst we are driving across the country, I'm not going to be making usual reaction content, but fear not, we will be capturing vlog content. So y'all will be sick of me by the time we make it to... I think it's going to just be one mega vlog. But we're stopping in like 9 different states and cities and whatnot. So we will see. But thank you, John Blake, for the last minute super chat.
Yes. John.
Much appreciated. Very
Peace.
generous of you. People like to complain about Star Wars merch, but look at Batman, Spider-Man also has tons of merch. Exactly. Look,
There's nothing wrong with merch.
no.
We're all for the merch.
Merch
like,
keeps this world
Create
going.
cool stories, create cool Star Wars stuff. Us and you alike, we'll happily... I mean, a lot of this is handmade in the back, but we will happily continue to purchase the merch. And if you've got an insane theatrical experience, an insane story, an insane moment in the property that we all love, which is Star Wars, or some other property, Batman, Spider-Man, whatever it might be, if you have that moment on the screen, people are going to pay money to live that moment in as many ways as they can, whether it's getting a lightsaber or a Funko Pop or a t-shirt or a custom Catherine LaSalle piece of art that you can order on her website. The merch will come.
If you build it, they will come.
Along with the good moments that all these franchises have the potential to offer. So, yeah, if their merch is selling, it probably means that the box office or the Disney Plus stats to support that project are looking pretty good. So, here's to hoping for great merch sales coming off of and leading up to the Mandalorian Grogu.
Yeah. I'll be repping. I'm excited. Where are we moving to? We're embarking. This is our last episode here in LA, and we are moving to Washington, D.C. So,
yes.
Who was it? I'll give credit to Alex, I think, who said it earlier. Dork Discourse is going to become Capital Discourse.
Yes.
Not actually, but as we said, housekeeping. The time will not be changing. Daddy Josh, thank you so much. You are the GOAT.
Daddy.
Enjoy the road trip. Get to DC safely. Thank you. I know it's so freaking crazy. Shoot, this is the last time we're gonna be here. I feel like you guys are handling this so well. Like, I feel like a parent talking to my children. You guys are taking this move really well. I do not adapt well to change. So I just, it's crazy. The channel really took off here. We made so many awesome memories here in this room in LA. Had so many amazing scares. Our ghost that was around in the studio, who clearly flipped our microphone backwards before the start of today's stream. The dogs barking their heads off every time I would lose my cool during a horror film reaction because they could smell the fear on me. We're losing that, y'all. I think we're moving on and moving up because we're going to have a lot more solitude. It's going to be a lot more peaceful. We're no longer going to have, hopefully not. I don't know. We have to see, but I don't think we're going to. Right now, we're flanked by like 3 rabid dogs that bark their heads off whenever I try to make a movie. You might have heard them. They were having a WWE match out in the hallway, seemingly, while Tom was going on this really epic spiel about theatrical Star Wars, and I just couldn't focus. So you couldn't hear them? It sounded like they were tearing each other to shreds.
Suspicious.
So I will not miss those things about this. I'll miss our little studio ghost. It's not real ghost. Just any random noise I heard, it felt easier to attribute it to some supernatural spirit that was occupying this room with me. So, but yes, needless to say, change can be good. It's not always bad. We're going to be able to remake the space. Maybe we'll make it identical to this or do something even cooler. Put a Mayo on tap in the background, have a different tap of all my flavored waters and whatnot. So, yes, it's just going to be a little bit wild. This is the last time we're going to be here. So thank you guys for... It feels like the channel's ending in a way. It's not ending at all. If anything, I want the channel to just...
It's
keep going.
This move is offering more space. We're able to have more space, which means more dedicated space for this. More dedicated space for the art. So for anyone who's watching who doesn't know, Catherine is a professional artiste in painting, drawing space. So if you go to her website, you can see she literally is a professional artist. So we are gonna be fortunate to have dedicated space for that. And what you guys haven't seen for a very, very long time is what she's truly capable of with art. Like you were saying at the top, giant, big, large scale oil painting is something that has not happened and something that she hasn't been able to do in a very, very long time, because here in LA, we do not have the ability to have that much space to have that type of that environment. So we are leaving LA. There's a lot that we're sad about leaving, being in the capital of the entertainment industry and the entire planet. It has been great, and there's a lot of perks that come with that, whether it's going to premieres of things and premieres of your own movies, and going to random screenings of the prequel trilogy on a Wednesday night.
Oh, that was so cool.
There's so many things that we're leaving behind, and it will be sad. And this is, for me, this is the longest I've ever lived in the same spot in my entire life. I've never lived anywhere 5 years in the same spot, in the same time continuous 5 years ever in my life. So
yeah.
this is it's going to be we've become Angelinos, and it will
That's
be it
why
will be hard.
It might not be
leave,
forever,
but-
y'all. Somebody was asking if DC is permanent. We have no idea, and we're still young, and odds are we could maybe very well end up living there for a few years and realize we love it out here too much, and so we'll see. Yes, we're going from west to east and urban to rural, from south to north. That's wild. I know, and somebody was saying that they hope we like the cold. I used to grow up in a climate that had experienced the 4 seasons, including cold. I used to be able to handle it semi-okay. Now it's bad. I gotta thicken my blood back up. Because, J-Man, it was you. Don't tell me this. It took only a matter of like 6 months of living in Los Angeles, and my blood went like thinner than water. So I'm not doing so hot in that regard. But thankfully, we're not moving in the dead of winter. Thankfully, we're leaving LA right as we're on the cusp of it hitting like 100 degrees here. Meanwhile, it has simmered down over on the East Coast in DC in particular. So I think we picked the perfect time to transition. We're going to leave right in time for it to get excruciatingly hot over here, and it'll be more tame over there. So, but yes, we don't know. This is just the next chapter of what's in store, and hopefully many exciting things still commence here or there. Rather, but winter is coming. Exactly, Emery's. But exactly, Austin. We'll always remember our time here, and that we'll have incredible memories as well in DC.
Yep.
And so
Sure.
I keep feeling sentimental because this era of the channel is ending here in LA, and this is where the channel really got started. But we're just gonna keep on going, going up.
But I mean, the reality is, a lot of the highlight moments of living here have come through the growth of your channel here, and the additional exposure and things that have come out of, the growth of your channel. And I think the highlight is probably, one of the highlights is, participating in the Andor Q&A with Tony Gilroy, and hearing Tony and Denise go talk about the show and answer your question, and Tony literally acknowledging that he has seen your crying face and your reactions, like that's a moment.
We really upgraded from Howard Stern, y'all.
Is purely out of the virtual space. So like, that's a moment where if we had been in LA, if we had been in Kazakhstan, if we had been in New Jersey, if we had been in Ireland, I have no clue why those were the 4 places that came to mind.
That was
regardless, that moment could have happened anywhere. So there is a lot to that I think we're anticipating gaining out of this move, with extra space, extra growth for Catherine's channel, extra growth for McBots, and the opportunities that those can bring are really, really exciting. And yeah, DC is the near-term future. Long-term future, who knows? Literally, who knows? Anything could happen, especially in this digital age, and with the Catherine LaSalle Industries network of properties. Who knows what could happen? So yeah, I think we're excited, but leaving the beautiful, everything happening Southern California lifestyle, it will be very bittersweet.
It's all right. We'll put a bow on it with a great cross-country trek, and we'll take you guys along for it. So stay tuned. Happy to hear that y'all are excited for a vlog of the sights and sounds that we will be seeing. Y'all, we're kicking it off with a nighttime tour of Alcatraz. Like, get ready. So so much fun things in store. Needless to say, content might be a little bit slower in September because we will literally be driving in our car across District of Coruscant. Exactly, Nathan. We will be driving in our car for like 2 weeks straight, and then have to wait for a lot of our furniture to be delivered and whatnot. So bear with us if our first few videos do not have the full. That is probably going to be our priority, though. Like, let's get the man cave. Let's get the family space
that's what
set
needs
up.
the most work.
Yeah,
You throw the bed and the dresser in the other room. But all right, we got to hang a million things and hang lights and wire lights and get all the studio lights set up and get the studio is what takes the most effort.
So
Hands down.
our
Everything else
priorities
is-
will lie
everything else
there.
is not much effort relative to reestablishing this in whatever.
And everything
form it
else
takes.
is nowhere near as cool. And that is thanks to you guys. Like I was saying, we started with this room and it was barren, and your guys' generosity throughout the years, we've accumulated and collected so much. So can't wait to relocate it and give you guys a studio tour of the next place. But until then, this is our last time signing off from Los Angeles. We love you guys. I don't know if I'll be seeing you before the vlog, before we embark, but we'll be seeing you soon. And trust me, once we touch down, y'all are going to be sick of me because we got to make up for lost time. And it's going to be Reactober. And Visions is coming out. And the video game strike ended, so I'm going to be gaming. We're going to be watching horror movies and playing horror games. Y'all are going to be sick of me, so get ready. Enjoy your little break from me, your little mini break from seeing my face, because now I'm going to be spamming y'all with it once we make contact with the East Coast. So until then, thank you guys so very much for watching. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, night, morning, evening, 3 a.m., wherever you may be. We're about to be joining y'all back over on that Eastern Standard Time, but until then, love you guys. Bring it on, sister. Exactly, bring it on. That's going to be the motto for the next few weeks. Bear with us. And hope you guys are doing so well. Oh, Danny, thank you. Sneaking in a little bit of a last second. A buzzer beater from Danny. Thank you so much, my generous friend. Just to close off, want to highlight your painting tranquility is inspiring me to write my next play. Oh my god, it's like a Shakespearean / Greek tragedy, and I will send it to you. Send it over once you're in DC. Thank you, Danny. Oh my god, I love that.
It's awesome.
I love art inspiring other art, and I can't write for shiz, especially screenplays or screenwriting or playwriting. So, like, I admire anybody who can. So, thank you. That is so very cool, and I can't wait. Best of luck to you. Oh my gosh. Much gratitude to you, my friend. Thank you all so very much for being here. Tom just broke the sound barrier. On that note, hope you guys...
Danny deserves nothing less than a true Jack Nicholson Danny.
Hope your ears are okay after that one. Much
Danny,
love
you're the
to
best.
you guys.
You're the
Hope
best.
you guys are doing so well. Thank you to Danny, to all of our top rankers, to everyone for being here. If you're a lurker and if you're just watching and not hanging out in the chat, we love you all so much equally. And we'll see you guys in DC. Can't wait. All right.
Yes.
Take care, friends.
See you all on the east side.
See you on the other side.
Go Cowboys.